Hi everybody, this is Todd Oltoff from ToddOltoff.com coming back at you with another screencast. And this week I'm going to talk about how to change the host name on your server. I've had a few questions on how to do that and what the process is, and it does seem like a scary process because things could go wrong. And so what I wanted to do is just walk you through the process and some of the checks and things that you can do to make sure everything's working okay. So here we are on my server, and here's my host name. I'm actually on the actual server area here. I'm in the network tab, and you come right here to host name and you just click edit right here. And you get this nice wizard that drops down, and it's going to evaluate my network for me and do a few things, and then it asks if I want to do this to continue. And so it tells you, hey, if you change things, it's going to change some functionality in some of the services, which it's going to do. If you've got things like VPN and stuff like that set up, you have it set up with your old host name, you have to go in and correct some of that, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to click continue here. We're going to leave it as a host name for the internet because that's what I had before. What I'm going to do is just come in here, and right in this line you type in what you want your host name to be. And so I'm going to type mine in there. Okay, so I've got mine there that I want, and so I'm going to click continue. I'm going to leave my network alone and click continue. And so now, are you sure you want to do this? It's going to change things, etc. Yes, I want to change it. And so now it's going to go about the process of actually making that change and changing the host name to what I've placed. And you can see down here it's changing the host name right now. It's working the process. And as that gear spins, it's doing all the updates. And so we're going to wait, and when we're done, we should see the name change right here when it's finished doing the actual change. And there it is. So you can see that the name has changed, and I've got it changed to the one that I want. Now, a couple of things to check out with that is obviously we can come in here to DNS, and you'll notice that I've got my new name and I've got my old one here as well, and server does that for safety purposes. It doesn't delete the old one, it just assumes you want both rolling. And so you can see that I've got my new one here and the old one. So if I wanted to, I could click show all records on here, and you can see it's got my zone name. Now, because I put a primary zone name here, and I didn't put a server or anything in front of it, I'm going to want to eventually change these to read maybe like server.maccaster.com. And so if I would just click this right here, I can click edit record, and I would then just come in here and get rid of this and then just type the word server in. I'll show you what that looks like. I'm not going to change it for right now. But if I type that in, you can see it changes it now to server.maccaster.com, and it's going to change that for my records. I'm just going to leave that alone for right now because you get the idea with that. The other thing I can check is my open directory, and you'll notice that my open directory now has also changed to my new host name. And so server automatically goes in and changes that as well to make sure that's okay. Now if I come into VPN, you'll notice that the host name hasn't changed here, and so I need to come in here and manually change that. I'll need to that'll either get pushed through Profile Manager if I got Profile Manager running, or I'll need to go into my individual devices then and change that host name in there as well so that everything is up and running properly. And so you'll want to go through and just check your services, make sure that all of that stuff is updated. But that gives you an idea. If you come into the actual certificates, you'll see it's going to load right now, and we'll see what changes it makes there. And you'll notice I've got two certificates now, and so one for the new one for the old one. And so once I delete the old one, I can delete that and just keep the new one. But you'll notice it even creates the certificate for you too, so that all of your SSL services will work and things will proceed forward the way that you had it before. So it generally does a pretty good job of updating everything. You'll just have to make sure that you go through and check your services to make sure things are updated the way you want them so that they're working. So that's how you change a host name. It's not too bad, but it does cause some things to stop working. So you want to make sure that you get them all updated and test them to make sure that the host name changed okay. So that's all I have for you this week. I'll be back at you next week with another screencast to help you learn how to do more things with your Mac.